Don't just live for tomorrow, or just live in yesterday. Just be glad for all you have that's in today.
Hey everyone, Connie here, and welcome to my blind reaction to Miraculous, episode 14. Last time we got back into Miraculous. For those who may have still been confused and might not realize, I did react to the first 12 episodes. But this was on my previous channel and account, which was unjustly terminated by YouTube, like a while back at this point. So unfortunately, those reactions are gone. But I gave my general thoughts on the show in the last reaction and all. Either way, so last episode we had a mime, and it was a fun way to come back because I've always enjoyed like the concept of mimes and whatnot. I've just always thought they were fun. But now we're going into a new episode. And we're only doing one today because I do know that the next two episodes after this are a two-parter. I don't know what they're a two-parter about. I don't know the context behind any of that. I just know that they are a two-parter. So yeah. Another thing to note. Last time with last episode, I believe I downloaded it, completely forgetting that Miraculous was on Netflix. So this is going to be recorded from Netflix today, and from now on, provided they don't take it off of Netflix. But yeah, so we also had the entire question of whether or not it was in the dub or the original French that I watched this in originally. It was definitely the dub. It's just, I don't know, maybe it's because it's been so long, but I didn't remember the voice acting being so inconsistent and a lot of it being so bad. With the main characters, it's good. It's fine. But it's like, with the minor characters, a lot of times it ends up being really, really cringy and bad. But as long as it's still enjoyable, as long as the story and characters are still enjoyable, then that's what's truly important here. Now, I don't remember if I said this last time, but just to be safe, I'll say it again here. Just like with any show I watch, this is still subject for being dropped again. The reason I dropped it the first time was due to I felt it was just too formulaic, too much of the same thing every episode. And I was just kind of bored with it. And even though I'm picking it back up, and this is me giving it a second chance, thanks to donation from Smurfvlogs, it's still just as, like, possible for me to drop it. I don't want to, like, with any show I watch, I never want to drop it. It's just, it is possible if I end up just not enjoying it because, as I've said before, I'm not going to force myself to react to a series that I'm just not enjoying reacting to. It hurts the overall quality of the reaction itself and gives you guys a lesser product because of that. Plus, it's not fun for me to do. It's not enjoyable for me to put forth that effort into recording a reaction to something that I don't like. So, yeah. Based on last episode, though, it's been long enough where I'm at least in a place where I can enjoy it again. Because, again, that was the reason I dropped it in the first place. Because I stopped enjoying it because it was too much of the same thing over and over to where it got boring. It got uninteresting. It was just, nothing was happening in my eyes. Now, I'm told that things do start progressing, but that there is still a lot of that, a lot of the same old, same old. And as long as there's some level of progression, I'm fine with it. I just want to see something start to change, something start to happen. Now, there are 5 seasons of this show, and I think a couple specials. I don't know where the specials actually line up. Um, I will say right now, we are only doing the first season currently. So once I finish with the first season, the rest of it will kind of be put on hold for the moment. Um, so yeah, it's like that's kind of just how I tend to do things on this channel. Like when I'm reacting to a series, if it has multiple seasons, most most of the time I'll just have it so it's like I'm doing one season at a time, put it on hold, and bring it back later. That way I don't get too burnt out with the show. Um, but yeah, it's like we definitely would get to more if I enjoy the show enough to do so. Um, it's just want to take a break, you know. um, but yeah, it's like overall right now this show is definitely something I will probably need a break on. Because it's like some shows like, oh yeah, I could probably go into another season with certain shows. But it's like then there's some shows that it's just like, no, I need to take that break. Either way, like I said, outside of knowing that the next two episodes are a two-parter, I don't know anything about this episode. I don't know anything about those episodes either. I don't know what's coming up at all. I'm hoping for something really good though. I'm really hoping for kind of the just enjoyment factor to continue, if nothing else. Because like I said, last time with the mime and everything, they did some really creative, fun things with that concept, with the concept of a mime. When he was akumatized and everything, they did some really fun things with his power. Like, I really appreciated that. And I'm really hoping that they continue to show that kind of creativity in future akumatized enemies. Um, but just real quick, one last thing to mention. I do really, really want to see one thing from this series. If nothing else, I want to see someone find out Marinette is Ladybug. I don't care if it's Adrian. I don't care if it's Elia. I'm not sure. Her best friend, who also is a ladybug vlogger. So that would, or is it both vlogging and blogging? I don't know. Either way, um, or just someone else. You know, even if it's like her parents or something. I want someone to find out that she's Ladybug. And like legitimately know it from that point on, not like have that memory erased or any bullshit like that. I want that to be a thing. And even if Marinette herself doesn't know that that person knows, I want someone to find it out. Whether it's in this episode or maybe that's part of what the two-parter's about. I don't know. I just want someone to find that out because at this point we need something to kind of shake things up a bit. It's been like I said, it was static for so long with these first 12 episodes. And again, while there's definitely a lot of great creativity and stuff that was in last episode, it was still kind of the same thing as ever. Um, I just really want something to be changed up, even to just some small degree like that. That is my biggest wish, that someone finds out, and sooner rather than later. Though, admittedly, I don't think it'll happen before the end of the season. I could be wrong, and I hope I'm wrong, but I don't think it will. And yeah, it would definitely be one of those three options for me. It would have to be either Adrian, Aaliyah, or Marinette's parents. Those are the only ones I feel that make sense. The only other one I could possibly think of is that bully girl at their school, who I can never remember the name of. But then again, it's been so long, and I don't think she was even in the last episode. So, but she could be the only other one I could possibly think of and accept. But even that, like, I just don't think that would work as well. personally, but I don't know. Either way, again, the biggest thing I'm hoping for, even above that though, is that it's just entertaining. I want to be entertained. um, but if I had to make a big number one wish, just in terms of what I want the show to actually do, other than just simply entertain me, it would definitely be that. Um, so yeah, I'm interested to see where we go with this. And for those asking, we will still be getting back to the other shows, like Harley Quinn stuff. Because I know someone specifically asked about Harley Quinn. It's like, yeah, we're still going to be getting to that stuff. It's just, I don't know exactly when everything's going to happen. I don't know exactly when I'm going to get to reacting to each specific thing. It's just it depends on a lot of different factors, my mood and what I'm feeling up to recording on any specific day, etc., etc. So yeah. Either way, let's get this started. So when the screen fades to black, pause this redirect and go to the description below. Follow the link to the reaction, and after you watch it, come back here to the redirect and resume play. Because after it fades to black and then fades back in, everything from that point forward will be my afterthoughts and will contain spoilers to the episode. So that being said, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you at the reaction. Okay, and we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. Sorry for getting so dark during the reaction and all. It just got really dark outside. It's been very rainy lately, so it's like just dark clouds rolled in and everything. I apologize. Either way, so yeah, I enjoyed this episode. I wasn't as into it as the last one because, let's be honest, as I've mentioned, I like mimes. Mimes are cool. This one, it's like perfume and kind of like this poison ivy kind of thing with like pheromones and shit. But it wasn't bad. It wasn't a bad thought, and I liked the subplot of Tiki being sick and needing to be healed, and this guy knowing like that Marinette is Ladybug and everything. It's like, I mean, I got my wish. I wanted someone to find out. I thought it was going to be like Adrian or Aaliyah or someone like that, Marinette's parents. But no, it turned out to be just some random guy we hadn't met before. Some healer who was able to help Tiki. Now, Tiki is the one who guided Marinette there, so I assume she knew that this guy knows about all of this. I don't know. I don't know all the details. But hopefully that comes back. I would like to see that come back, and maybe we could learn more about these. Learn more about the, I forget what they're called. It was said multiple times in the episode, but I forgot. Whatever Tiki and Plag are. I would like to learn more about them, and maybe that could be a good way to do so. The plot with the prince and all, it's like this is like this Prince Ali character. He seems like a nice guy, obviously, like helping out with sick children and stuff like that. Yeah, it's just a very generic nice guy, though. Like, nothing about him really stood out as a character. Very generic nice guy, very generic type of young prince character who just kind of wants to get out and experience life rather than be stuck in the monotony of being royalty. We've seen this kind of stuff before. Just like we've seen before where a person has gone out of hand uh, by out of hand with their overzealous love or admiration for someone, especially someone in a high-ranking position. This kind of stuff we've seen before. Obviously, with this show, they take it to a more extreme level with the overzealous admiration turning this girl, Rose, kind of crazy and evil because of the evilization. And obviously, this show kind of is almost, it's almost self-aware in how goofy it is. Let's be honest, this show's goofy. It's silly. I really would have loved to see the magician, the akumatized magician, though. Like that would have been cool, because we saw how creative they got with the mime. Imagine how creative they could get with the magician, like using magic tricks, like as a way to threaten Paris. Like that would be cool. Also, kind of terrifying because thinking of some magic tricks, like sawing a person in half. um, but I mean, the mime had a rocket launcher, so. But yeah, it's like I would have loved to see that. Um, Not much else really was like super notable in this episode. I think the only other big notable thing was the fact that they did tie up loose ends from the episode by the end. They tied up the thing with the chemistry teacher, her lesson on like flammable substances and all. Um, I mean, it wasn't really a loose end per se, but it's like, okay, why are they telling us this? Why is this deemed an important scene? Is it just character building? Is it just a fun little scene of them at school? What is this? But no, it actually came to be important, as did the fireworks. It's like both things connected as well, obviously. Um, and it's like, okay, they actually did something with this information. And then the entire brainwashing thing, and it's like I just watched this kind of stuff with Cybersix. um, so it's like it's kind of funny seeing this same kind of stuff in another series just after I watched it in the other one. um, but yeah, I thought this was enjoyable. Not as good as the last one, but still enjoyable. But yeah, the next time we do Miraculous Reaction, it will be to the two-parter. Again, I know nothing about it. I don't know why there's even a two-parter in what seems to be the middle of the season. Um, Maybe I guess it was just a mid-season finale. I have no idea what's going to happen, but maybe it'll retouch on the guy we saw in this episode who knew. Maybe that'll come back into play. I guess we'll see. In the meantime, yeah, thank you all so much for tuning in. Tell me down in the comments below what you thought of this episode of Miraculous. And yeah, for now, I'm Connie and I'm signing off. See you all next time.